Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for March. This is your March bonus reading. You have this Foresee card and the Surrender card. Yeah, I think this is your most important card here. So far, obviously, we only just started, but I feel that a lot of you could be very intuitive this month, and I would pay attention to it. Now, you are a water sign, obviously, and there we have a ton of energy in Pisces, so that could definitely make you extremely intuitive, and I would trust your intuition. It's almost like you literally are seeing the future. So I feel this could be excellent for, opportunities, for business, work, whatever it is that you're doing, or any area of your life where you are looking for an opportunity. I would trust your future vision. And that's kind of the energy I get here from your reading. You're in the area of how you are entering into the reading, Scorpio. You have the King of Swords, so like a boss. I feel like you're entering into the month like a boss this month, and I feel it's very good for you. The King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom, of course, and he has the most knowledge and wisdom, so you've been learning a lot. All your readings have included tough lessons that you have probably been learning over the years. And so maybe I would say, do I think Scorpio's had it hardest out of all the water signs? Kind of, in some ways, because it's I don't know if it's that you've had the hardest lessons necessarily, although, I think that it has been hard. I think it's more, kind of like the transformation, the level of transformation has been much deeper, which could make it seem harder for sure, right? Having to make significant changes, having to do things that you never thought you would have to do in life, that type of kind of change, And so the good news is I feel like you're getting out of this and you're entering into a time of knowledge and wisdom. This has made you strong, and now you're going to be able to use it. Next, for your crossing energy, this can be the energy of what hurts you or helps you. In the Celtic cross, you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups has very deep emotions, and he's sitting in the middle of the ocean here on his card, of course. The King of Cups is about exploring your emotions to a very deep level. Now, the King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean. He has these choppy waters all around him. And so the trick with the King of Cups as your crossing energy, it could say that you have to stabilize your emotions, or it could also say that you are worrying too much about what's going on around you, right? Now, again, he is in perfect control of his emotions because he's explored his emotions. And I definitely feel that for you here, Scorpio, where it's if you're worrying too much about things that are happening externally, then you're probably going to have a hard time. So I think it would be a good time for you to focus on yourself, focus on healing yourself, focus on stabilizing your emotions. Things like that would probably be very helpful. The other thing is that the King of Cups is very intuitive. So as a crossing energy, the King of Swords, logic, right? The King of Swords, he tries to logic things into existence. And, I always say, I don't think that's a bad thing either. It's sometimes logical energy makes sense. Sometimes intuitive energy makes sense. It's not, it's not like life is black and white. Sometimes we have to mix the two things together as well. So we're always working with energies. It's not about one thing being better than the other, right? And, so maybe that's what needs to happen here. Maybe you're being too logical when you should be being more intuitive, or kind of sprinkling in some of your intuition into the logic. And, that's what I always preach, is that I don't think it's about only being intuitive or only being logical. It's why not use all energies that exist? That's the point. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead. Two of Wands, this is in the area of your thoughts. So again, it could be you thinking about taking the lead. It could also be you thinking about getting out into the world. The story of the card is that he's standing at the top of his castle here, and he rushed to a finish line, so he didn't really enjoy the journey. And now he's kind of thinking about doing something new or building something new, but he thinks he knows everything. But really, if he were, he's looking out at the world out here. He's not looking at the world in his hands. He doesn't realize how much potential he really has if he went out, got out into the world, had new experiences, did new things. So I think that exploration or doing new things would be very good for you. Next, in the area of your foundation, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords I consider to be the worst card in the tarot, for sure. And, it's coming up in your foundation. Now, again, I practice solutions-based tarot, so I always say that just because a bad card comes up doesn't mean there isn't a solution. The Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare, and the trick to the Nine of Swords is to get out of bed. The trick to the Nine of Swords is to get out of pain. He's in pain, but he's not in enough pain to make a change. And so the trick with the Nine of Swords is to realize that instead of waiting for things to get so bad that you're forced to make a change, you just make the change right now. He also needs to look at this blanket on his lap. The blanket has all these astrological symbols on it in the blue squares. And so the blue squares kind of are meant to tell him, like, hey, you've lived through all these astrological transits. You've experienced all this energy. You have done much more than what you're about to do in your life. And so the blanket should provide him with comfort because it's basically saying you've learned a lot of lessons. You can apply those lessons to something new. You don't have to stay stuck in this nightmare. And so, I would definitely say that. Now, the reading's pretty positive, so wouldn't worry too much about it. Next, in the area of your past, you have this Minotaur card. It says conflict, puzzle solving, and solar energy. You have a Centaur. It says untamed nature, marksmanship, and master teacher. So you've been learning a lot through conflict. We talked about it at the beginning of the reading. And the Centaur, I feel like you are much more focused on, accomplishing something. You even have the Wheel of Fortune in the area of your past. And the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like a target because the best place to be for the Wheel of Fortune is in this center wheel. When you live at the center wheel, the other wheels are spinning around you, but you're not just getting tossed around all over the place. You're kind of like staying upright when you are at the center of the wheel. And so with the Wheel of Fortune, when we see challenges coming, we take care of those challenges very quickly. 9 of Swords. When we see good things happen, we double down on the good stuff. And that's how we change our fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. And that's definitely what I would focus on is, changing your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Four Wands. Oh, sorry, actually, you do, but we'll talk about it in a second. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this Do Nothing card, and you also have this Go For It card. Kind of like conflicting energy in some ways, but I feel like there is nothing. I feel like this is saying keep things simple. Let's put it that way. Like I said, this is definitely conflicting energy, and I don't think that. I think we are in a time of action, so I would definitely encourage you to take action. But I also feel it's saying like make sure to do things the easy way. You have the Four Wands also in the very near future. If you have love already, definitely could be a person. You could be with a person that you will have a family with. I mean, you have the Ten of Cups as well, right here. And so if you already have love, then this could be a very strong connection for you. If you're looking for love, there could be a new commitment coming in for you here, and it definitely could lead to marriage in the future. I also feel that some of you need to commit to happiness. King of Cups crossing, 9 of Swords, and then the 10 of Cups. The whole point of the 10 of Cups is that those people are standing in the real world, but they're choosing happiness. So they have all the issues that we talked about with the King of Cups going on around them, but they are choosing to commit to being happy. They are doing things that make them happy, and that's what I would commit to with the Four of Wands. I'm getting a million things on this Four of Wands. By the way, the Four of Wands can also represent completion. And so a lot of you could be like completing or wrapping something up here. Next, in your outcome position, you have this Miracles card and this Wonders card. So there could definitely be wonderful miracles coming into your life here. The Wonders card to me always says there's like more than meets the eye. It's kind of like my iceberg card because it's like you're seeing just this part, but there's more underneath the surface kind of with that Wonders card. So again, there could be more than meets the eye to something. We'll look into it. In the area of the next few months, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. She's also my card of learning as you go. And I definitely feel that energy for Scorpio. I definitely feel Scorpio is one of the signs that really could be, kind of like working on projects or, you could be working on a business or something you're doing. And you could be in this like stage of needing to learn as you go. And that's what I would do here with the Queen of Wands is make sure that you're kind of like taking the risk. It is kind of, she is kind of taking a risk because she has a sunflower and it points towards the sun. So she's moving towards her desires, but she doesn't actually know if she's going to be able to accomplish what she wants or not. She has to take the risk to learn as she goes. And I definitely feel that type of energy for you here, Scorpio. Queen of Wands would also say you're very attractive at this time, Scorpio. So if you're looking for love, I would definitely get out there with that card. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Ace of Swords. I feel all water signs have been kind of feeling a little bit more isolated, even if you have people in your life. You can have people and still wish that you had more people, or you could still wish that you could spend more time with people. And, that's kind of what I'm getting here. Now, the Eight of Swords says, do not focus on only one way of doing things. The Eight of Swords is about needing, she needs to realize there are many solutions to her problems. And she also needs to realize that she isn't stuck, right? There are no swords in front of her. All she has to do is cut her hands free with the swords behind her, and then she'll take her blindfold off and she could easily remove herself from a situation. So the Eight of Swords says, again, there are many ways to do things. Open up to solutions. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for friends, if you just want to socialize more, open up to all solutions that exist. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Ten of Cups, which is amazing. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. So it looks to me like you are feeling really good in the future with the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is kind of a card of blessings, and it could say that there are, blessings coming in for you as well. Also, I do feel love here, so for those of you, we are going to clarify, we'll see what comes up, but for those of you that want love, there definitely could be like a new strong connection coming in for you as well. You have the Justice card, and this is your outcome. I feel you're feeling much better. I mean, you've been getting the Tower with me for every single reading except for this one. Like, let's knock on wood right now before we actually say that, because we're about to clarify. But you've been getting the Tower like crazy. So, the Justice card could say that things are balancing out, or you're creating more balance in your life. One thing I will say is whenever I have the Wheel of Fortune with the Judgment card in a reading, to me it says that it's very important that you pay attention to cause and effect at this time. Like if you're putting energy into something, are you getting energy out of it? And if the answer is yes, then great, keep going. If the answer is no, then you need to make a change, right? Especially in love. Like, I know we all have a bad habit of getting into connections where we give and give and give, especially as spiritual people, right? And we get nothing out of it. So you need to be honest with yourself and stick up for yourself as well. If you're like dating a person and they're just not giving, number one, I always tell people like, we don't have to make this all drama, right? We can communicate with the person. We can see what's up. We can call the behavior out. And if they correct the behavior, great. You found a great person. Most people are not willing to work on things. So, again, if they correct it or if they have a good reason for it, it's like maybe you just have different love languages or whatever. But if they're willing to work with you on that, then that's great, right? But if they're not, then kick their ass out the door, plain and simple. So, there you go. Same thing goes for business, right? Let's see. With the King of Swords and the King of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Literally cannot make it up. I mean, I was literally talking about mixing the two energies together. That's literally what I said, right? So I feel that mixing that was the message I was getting, is that there is a need for you to like mix two energies together, your logical side and also inviting some of that intuition into it. I always tell people as well, it's like in the future, what I see, and I've been talking about this for years, is like I feel people are going to start to realize that, both sides of things are right. Like, let's take modern medicine as an example. It's like there are people out there that are like, oh, I only go to the doctor and I trust everything my doctor says. Then there are people who are like, I only trust holistic medicine and I only trust that, right? But like, I think in the future, guess what? Both things are going to work together. It's like that's where we're headed. We're not headed in this like separation type of direction. It's like both things are valid at the same time. And so that's just one crappy example. So again, I think mixing things together here and energies is what you need to do. With the Two of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups and the Death card. Seven of Cups definitely could be overthinking in the area of your thoughts, because he is spoiled for choice. Now, the Death card is your card, so you're showing up in a strong position. With the Two of Wands, this could be you thinking about taking action on like an idea or a new direction in your life with the Seven of Cups. But the thing about the Seven of Cups is that there are good things and bad things in those cups. But really, I always say, like, I like the Seven of Cups, but there is no good solution to the card, because the only solution is for him to ground this dream in reality and to find out what the outcome is. That's it. So I think that would, if you have any dreams, now would be the time to work on it. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. Now, one thing I would say is with the King and Queen of Swords, I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together. So if you have a connection or a past connection with a difficult person, this could say that you are really, actually, it's pretty good, because it could say that you're bringing that connection to an end. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment and being in fulfillment. Both cards, it's very important with both cards that we are in alignment, that we are really focusing on our vibe, right? And we're making sure that we're vibing in the right direction. As long as you do that, you'll be fine with these two cards. With the Four of Wands, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Straightforward, diligent work. I really feel this for pretty much everyone this month, that even if you just come up with a crappy plan, having a plan is going to be very good for March for whatever reason. It could be the retrogrades that is causing this, but it's like literally even me. Like I'm going to start posting my shorts on my Chris Rock channel in March, and like I'm just committing to like at least one per day, right? And if I do more and I post more, great. But my commitment is one, and that is my crappy plan for that channel. And so I think even if, the Eight of Pentacles doesn't say we have to be perfect. It just says we have to pick something and stick with it. So if you have a business, a career, something new that you're doing in your life, I would just come up with like one activity and stick to it for the entire month. And I think you will probably be amazed by the results, because Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. It says if you stick to the work, you're going to get a result in the future. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is kind of like disappointment with what you have received so far, basically. So the Four of Cups can say that, he is like kind of like disappointed with the results he's gotten right here. And he's afraid to accept this new cup based off of his past experience. So number one, he needs to realize that that new cup, which could be any type of opportunity, it doesn't have to be a love opportunity. He needs to realize that it could be different. Number one. Number two, he also needs to look at what he has learned from these past three cups here, and he needs to apply those lessons to this new cup. So really he has nothing to fear, and I feel that for you. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Lovers. Definitely could be love coming in for you. It kind of is a love reading in some ways. So if you want love, there could be a strong connection coming in for you. I feel like you need to set yourself free. I also feel like saying this is something that's going to fall into place very easily. I kind of just get the feeling that you could be making something much more complicated than it needs to be. Like, let's pretend that you're interested in a person here, Scorpio. Again, I think that it's like if you're interested in a person, maybe you haven't talked to this person yet or whatever, it's like you're making a bigger deal out of this than it needs to be, is what I feel like saying. It's going to be much easier than you think. Maybe you're worried this person isn't interested or whatever, but I think they are, so, make your move or whatever. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Are you kidding? Love it. This is one of my favorite combinations in the tarot. It's kind of like fortune after difficulty, and the Ten of Pentacles represents everything you want and desire in your life. So the Ten of Pentacles forms the tree of life. Of course, I'm not saying your life is going to be perfect, but, Ten of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy, which is something that we do over time. So, of course, this isn't going to happen overnight, but really, really good energy, really good family energy as well. And even if you don't want love, this could just be very supportive energy that you're receiving from people that you consider family in your life. It doesn't even have to be your family, right? It could just be people that you're close with, but this could represent a lot of support. Really good cards for money as well. Like I said, I think, and here you go, you have the Queen of Pentacles as your outcome card for resourcefulness. I really feel for those of you that want to improve your finances this month, picking one activity that it leads to improvement is what I would be focusing on. I feel that is like the easiest answer for you, really. It's like picking one thing and, like one daily habit, and again, it doesn't even have to be perfect. I think sometimes I think just by proving to the universe that we like want something to happen by, again, taking daily steps, or, even if we're taking these like small little steps, that is enough. And that's what I would do. You have this chair empty card that says someone is leaving your life. You do have the King and Queen of Swords here. We don't really see this in the reading. It's possible this is something that's already happened, that someone has left your life. And I feel like you're finally getting ready to, get out into public anyway. You have this barrel card that says you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So you do have the Justice card as your outcome, and, this could say that it would be an amazing time for you to create balance in your life. Like, whatever is missing, love, money, or goals, whatever it is, just take this month to work on whatever that thing is, because that will probably lead to the best outcome, with this card. You have this barrel card that says a two-faced friend. I think everybody should, this might not even be a friend, it could just be a person you know. We had Mars retrograde, and yeah, Mars is moving forward, but we're in the shadow until like until May 2nd or 3rd or something like that. So, again, I would be careful of anyone who just seems off, right? I would be careful of that energy. You have this career card, definitely a very good reading for your career. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, really good for money, so there could be improvements. You have this moon card that says changes in your life. Yeah, we do see a lot of changes and no tower, thank God. So definitely could be a positive change for you, Scorpio. But this looks really good, Scorpio. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.